Hello everybody, it's me again, still painting, still painting. You can see how much different the room is looking now. We're not going to pan down because it's all in disarray from moving stuff around, but sunshine looks really nice coming in. So I've been working over here, and I've got all this. As you can see, it's looking pretty nice, but I'm working over here, and there's a bad hole in the wall right there, and I put some spackling in there, and I'm just kind of trimming that up a bit. So there's other places, like you can see right there, there's some shapes where somebody's done something along the way and patched it up. And up here, I'm not gonna, I don't know there's much I can do about that. I imagine it's pretty hard, but I am going to try to get this as smooth as possible. And try to get it as close to the, as flush with the rest of the wall as possible. And this wall is not even, so something there. This wall is not even, so it's not going to be, as I'm scraping the blade over it, it's still not going to be completely even, but at least it won't be a gaping hole. If we ever sell the house, whoever buys it can figure that out. But we're definitely not owning this house to flip it. We're owning it to live in it. And after being in an apartment so long, it feels weird to be able to just actually do whatever you want with a building, because in an apartment you can't do that. So that's gonna need a little more in there, I think. Drag this over it. I may have to go back in there and fill it in some more. I'll let that dry and harden, and then I'll come in, because I'll have to paint around that for now. Come back in and tweak it a little bit more before we paint that part of it. Okay, so at this point now we're just going to be painting. Just try to get as much wall covered as possible. I'm really loving this teal. I actually have a bigger paintbrush, but every time I use it, it's like the tassels just suck up the paint, putting it on the wall. So I end up with just as much paint coverage, but a paintbrush full of paint that's not going on the wall. And that may be because I don't know how to paint. So we got it like that. Once it dries and I can sand it, I'll just be good as new. I gotta get over in that corner. You don't want to mess with that. Hey, look, y'all, it's Jordy. Hi, Jordy. Okay, so here I have a tiny little paintbrush. It's going to be real handy for getting this little section up in here. I can't get to with the other paintbrush. Not quite even spots there, but I'll be able to fix that. All right, so we got all the way over there, all the way around. Still got to get that, and underneath that window over there, but it is coming along. And then once I get all this done, of course we got this, but once I get all this done, and I'll tape along the top of the green up there, and I'll just paint that white up there, because all the crown molding up there has to be repainted. So that's when I'll make the sharp edges with the green. I still got to finish the bookcase. Okay, so this is dry, and I've been sanding on it a little bit. So it's mostly there. I'm just gonna add a little bit more caulk in there. So just go in here with a little bit. Get it as straight across as possible. Use the blade. And once that dries, I can sand it real good, and paint should fill in. Can't be any worse than these other parts. But in the meantime, gonna try to get this corner here. Move this over here, and we'll get up in here. All right, so this is not the same day. I think it's been probably more than 24 hours. But we are here now with this, which is now nice and hardened. We got some sandpaper. We're just gonna make sure it's nice and even. And it's pretty even. It's scarred up a little bit. It's not 100%, but it's way less wavy than that. So this is practically straight even. So we're gonna paint it. All right, so what was a big hole in the wall is now, I mean, granted there's some imperfections here, but none of these walls are absolutely perfect, and you cannot really tell just how bad that hole was. And I'll go and start doing some touch-up paint work, which I probably won't film because that would be boring to watch. But anything interesting comes up that I'm, like when I get back to the cabinet over there, I'll film that. But at least part of it, I might not want to watch the whole thing get painted. That might be boring. But well, I'll definitely show you the after. But so we got this. Once that dries, you won't even be able to tell. And there it is. I've never painted a house. It's an adventure. We'll see you on the next video.